Okay, so I recently stayed at the Hotel del Coronado on a trip to San Diego, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was a great hotel, obviously, a lot of history, Victorian architecture, and it's on the beach in San Diego in Coronado, so what's not to like? But the best part was probably that I had one night there free, and today I want to talk to you guys about the best uses of the Hilton Honors Aspire free night credit, or just the free night certificate in general if you have one to use. Now, as great as staying at the Hotel del Coronado was, I think there are better value redemptions out there. So real quick, I'm just gonna go through the list of kind of the top 5 in terms of the best redemptions possible in terms of the value you can get, like the dollar value for a cash price stay versus booking that night with the free night credit. Obviously, then it's gonna be free. So the number one most expensive place you can possibly stay is the Waldorf Astoria Maldives, which is up to $2,800 a night. Now, don't quote me on the absolute most expensive place to stay in terms of Hilton properties, just because depending on demand, it can be a little bit more expensive, but the Waldorf Astoria Maldives is, of course, a beautiful resort, and having that one night for free gets you an insane value, almost $3,000, depending on the demand and when you book it. The number 2 option is going to be the Conrad Bora Bora. That is up to $2,500 a night if you book it in cash. And so once again, using your free night credit for this is pretty insane value. The third one on the list is gonna be the Grand Wailea in Hawaii, which I absolutely love, and is probably the one of these top 5 that I would choose to utilize next. This one clocks in at up to $2,000 per night, and so utilizing your free night credit compared to the $550 that it costs to have the Hilton Honors Aspire, it is insane value and an absolute no-brainer. And for the 5th one on this list, we have a European option, that being the Waldorf Astoria Amsterdam, which is up to $1,800 a night. Now, of course, there are tons of Hilton properties and many options depending on where you want to go. And personally, I wouldn't choose where I'm going depending on where I want to use my free night, because you're probably going to stay obviously more than one night. And if your trip is to, let's say, Bora Bora, it's going to be a very expensive travel to get there in terms of flights and whatever else it takes to get to Bora Bora. And so that'll offset, what you're getting in value from the free night itself. That being said, I want to chat with you guys really quick about what you actually need to do to book your free night, and then how to maximize your stay in terms of the value you get out of the Hilton Honors Aspire once you actually get there. Now, to actually book your free night, you have to call Hilton. You can't go on the website and look up the nights you want to use and then click on utilize. You have to actually call them, which is a less painful process than you might think. Especially having the diamond status that you get with having the Hilton Honors Aspire, it's pretty great. Their customer service is generally pretty good, and you can call well in advance, and you have the option to hold the reservation in case you don't want to book it just yet, which is a great feature, especially because the availability of booking something that's $3,000 a night normally in cash with this free night situation can be very tough sometimes to find availability. So now, once you call, just something to note is that they're going to utilize the free night credit or the free night certificate for the most expensive night during your stay. So let's say you're staying from Thursday through Sunday. They'll pick the most expensive night, probably like a Friday night or a Saturday night, to utilize your free night credit for. So then if you book the rest in points or in cash, then you're utilizing, obviously, for the most value, that would be the most expensive night. Now, once you actually arrive at your hotel, so you're at your destination, you've already booked it, you've traveled to the destination, and you're now at your hotel, there's a few credits you should probably use in order to maximize the use of your card generally, and also to get more than the $550 of value for the annual fee that you're paying to have the Hilton Honors Aspire every year. So the first one is going to be utilizing your $200 Hilton Resort credit that you get for every 6 months. So this is basically $400 a year, but in every instance you can use it for $200 worth of stuff. So this can be pretty much anything at the resort. That includes valet parking, which I was not aware of. I thought that was gonna be a separate thing. Food and beverage, which is also a credit that you get. And other purchases that you might want to, upgrade your room, or if they don't do that already. And other purchases at the resort itself. If you take a look here at the statement from my stay at the Hotel del Coronado, it shows here the credit from the card, that being the AX, and then the charge there, or the rest of the charges, including valet, that were then offset by the credit, which I didn't fully use because I didn't realize valet was going to be included. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done that. But again, valet is included, among other things, that you can utilize your $200 credit for as the Hilton Resort credit. Now, the second one on the property is going to be the $100 property credit that you get. Now, this is something you have to book at least 2 nights in order to get this benefit. But the good thing here is that instead of like the $200 Hilton Resort credit, which is only once every 6 months, you get the $100 property credit no matter, you can stay as many times as you want. To my understanding, the property credit acts the exact same way as the Hilton Resort credit, in that you can use it for whatever on the property. But of course, if you stay at a cheaper hotel, it's going to be harder to use that because there may not be as many things you can only spend so much at the hotel bar, or the vending machine at the hotel to rack up the $100. Now finally, having the diamond status, you also have a $30 food and beverage credit for every single night you're staying at the hotel. Again, this is irrespective of how many nights you stay, and this is also irrespective of how many stays you have throughout the year. So this is not a benefit like the resort credit that you can only use twice a year, like every 6 months for the $200. So this $30 applies to you every single night that you stay. It's basically a surefire way to get a free breakfast at the hotel if it's offered. Even if it's not included in the stay, you can utilize your food and beverage credit for that, for the breakfast buffet, or if there's coffee or anything else at the hotel that you want to use. So if you maximize all of those credits and stay at any of the hotels on the list, or anything that's over like $500 or $700 a year, we're talking upwards of $1,000 of value that you're getting for a card that's only $550 a year. Now, I realize I haven't made a video about the Hilton Honors Aspire in quite a while because the credit card content I've kind of laid off a little bit for now, but I think the Hilton Honors Aspire is still by far the best hotel credit card out there. And if you guys, for whatever reason, don't already have it, I would say if you ever stay at a Hilton property and anticipate to do so in the future, I think it's really good value that allows you to stay at some pretty insane properties that you otherwise might not, just because, where it's located or the price or what have you. Because of the free night and the diamond status, it's really hard to beat. Again, that's just my opinion. Nothing with credit cards is like a fact. It's just your personal experience, and I've had a positive experience utilizing the benefit every year. My referral link is in the description box below if you guys want to sign up for the card if you don't already have it. But I think just generally speaking, it's pretty insane value considering all the different types of hotels and resorts you can stay at across the world in Hilton properties that are generally pretty awesome. And to me, it's a no-brainer if you just stay at Hilton, even once or twice a year. If you go anywhere, just in the future, you're probably gonna stay at a Hilton if you have this card, but it definitely makes it worth it with all the credits. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.